Panties, panties, the smells are elvish. Panties, panties, wealth, bring it to me. In the Elven Wharf, in the kingdom of the elves, a gnome thief and elf coward wandered around. At night I sneaked into the house of the elf, pouring chimera sleeping pills around the house, and I was waiting for the sound sleep of that blessed elf, and he brazenly climbed right into her bed. Feeling his body, he got down to business, leaving the elf without panties to sleep. The elf does not remember at all in the morning what makes my head hurt so much and makes me want to sleep. Finding myself naked in bed, I was sad that my panties disappeared again. But he doesn't remember what happened last night at all. The elf misses the cunning body. To the one who so bravely owned the night, how I want a pert body. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Panties, panties, wealth bring me. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Panties, panties, bring wealth to me. The dwarf ran to the citadel of the alchemists. I gave the panties to the healer to wash. He washed them with the snot of a chimera, so that the smell of the elf would not subside until the morning. But suddenly Hyla got a hard-on from the smell. The dwarf took his goods and threw them into a bag, and the dwarf ran away from there ahead of schedule, since Hill has apparently become a queer. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Panties, panties, wealth bring me. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Panties, panties, bring wealth to me. The dwarf ran into a toxic bay, a clothespin on the nose so that the Inca does not get up, and didn't like the clothespin at all. But the dwarf was paying for the right device, and the rite of vomiting ink began. I threw up in my elf panties. The smell has increased many times. The dwarf understood everything, took his underpants and ran away. Ink took the clothespin off his nose. How did he get hard afterwards? But the dwarf is smart and his trail is frozen. Ink howled like a wolf that there were no faggots here. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Panties, panties, bring wealth to me. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Panties, panties, bring wealth to me. The dwarf arrived early at the orc barn. He showed his goods to the orc. He bent the price into 10,000 horseshoes. Laughing, the orcs chased the dwarf with a kick. But the dwarf opened the bag of underpants, and the smell covered the whole orc barn. The orcs went berserk and into 10,000 horseshoes showered the dwarf, took the goods all the same nose. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Panties, panties, bring wealth to me. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Orcs wore underpants on their heads and they danced until morning. The smell of the elf turns everyone's head. All night, the orcs jumped into juicy puddles. In the morning, the orcs were very tired, and they fell asleep, fell down, slept. The dwarf waited for everyone to sleep. He brought them a good 3 carts of shit. He slipped them in instead of those chests. Gold, crystals, hundreds of thousands of horseshoes. The dwarf dragged carts all day. In the evening, the dwarf disappeared altogether. The orcs started to wake up later. They don't remember what happened, but they remember the asshole, the fact that I brought them panties. And then they don't remember. They sit and are silent. Panties, panties, the smells of elfin. Panties, panties, wealth bring me. Panties, panties, the smells of an elfin. Panties, panties, bring wealth to me. The orcs enter the barn later, and there are 3 carts of shit instead of gold, and there are no panties anywhere at all. The dwarf robbed them, a big payback. Then they swore to beat the gnomes, not to believe a word, to seek to kill. The main orc prescribed new prayers to beat gnomes, to kill, not to love. Panties, panties, the smells of the elves. Panties, panties, bring wealth to me. the elves.